Hi there, Dr. Shelby here at Evolve Chiropractic in Woodstock. If you're having a lot of hip pain, what you might have found is your hip flexors are not tight, but they are very weak. So we need to start strengthening these muscles. Now, your hip flexors are made up of a complex of different muscles. So it's not only the muscles that are kind of coming down from your diaphragm, known as your psoas muscle, or your muscle that kind of wraps around into the front part of your hip bone here, known as your iliacus, but it is also part of a compound with your quad muscles and your adductor muscles. So you want to make sure that you're strengthening not only one set of muscle groups in this area, but all of them combined. So today I'm going to give you a really great exercise to start strengthening those muscles in the shortened position. So meaning that the muscles are in a short position, but you still want them to work. So we're going to start on what I call easy mode here. You can always make this more difficult, but starting where you are simple, going into more complex or advanced moves can be very helpful for people. So what you're going to need for this exercise is a backing of some sort. So I'm going to be using a wall. You can use the back of a couch or a bed, whatever is going to help stabilize you. Now, in order to make sure that we're starting with proper form here, we want to make sure that our upper back is touching the wall and that our lower back is kind of touching the wall, but we're not rounding forward like this. This is very poor posture. We're really not going to get good results with that. So we want to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall through our chest. Our shoulder blades are touching the wall. Our back, for the most part, is touching the wall here. And we're going to start with our leg straight out in front of us. The other leg is going to be bent towards you here, okay? So what we're going to be focusing on is squeezing our quad muscle and squeezing the muscles in our core and our hips. So I always say start with a braced core. Your hip flexors are part of your deep core muscles, which helps stabilize your spine. So starting them off strong with that core stabilization is going to be key. So you're going to pretend like someone's going to punch you in the stomach, and that's how you're going to brace your core. Next, like I said, we're going to be focusing on squeezing our quad, and we're going to be lifting our heel off the ground. So to show you what this looks like, I'm going to squeeze and pull my leg up. I'm going to hold that for about 3 to 5 seconds and then let it back down here, okay? So again, I'm going to squeeze my leg up, hold it for 3 to 5 seconds, and back down. I'm going to do that about 10 times. Then what we're going to focus on is moving the leg, because your hip flexors, your leg doesn't move just in this front and back motion. It also moves side to side. It's basically a socket, it's rounded. So we want to make sure that we're working all these muscles in all their different planes of motion. So next we're going to be moving the leg from what I call straight out in front of you, 90 degrees, out to about a 45-degree angle here. So I'm going to be lifting, squeezing my quad, moving it out to about 45 degrees, bringing it back down. I find this helpful if you have something that you can lift your leg over. So I'm going to be using this yoga block. You can use a can of soup. You can use a bottle of water, whatever you find can be helpful. Just remember, the taller it is, the more difficult it's going to be. So start off, give yourself some grace and start off on easy mode. Again, what I'm going to be doing is focusing on squeezing my quad and then moving the leg back over. So I'm squeezing, bringing it back over and back down. So that whole sequence right there, so bringing it out, bringing it back in, that is 1 rep. You want to do that 10 times. Now, after that 10th time, again, we want to make sure that we're working these muscles in all different planes of motion. So we're going to work it in that 45-degree angle. No easy road here. You're going to bring it back out. And again, just like you were doing it in the front plane of motion, you're going to be squeezing your quad, lifting that leg off the ground, 3 to 5 seconds, bringing it back down. Now, once you've got this mastered, you feel like you can make it a little bit more advanced, a little bit harder. Take your back off of whatever was supporting you. Again, you want to make sure that your chest is up nice and tall, squeezing that core, working on squeezing that leg, focusing here, squeezing it up, bringing it back down. Like I said, that does become a little bit more difficult because you can't use your back supported on the wall here, but try it out. Your body will thank you.